Hello racing fans and a warm welcome to Trackside, proudly brought to you by World Sports Betting. Bet with the best, bet with WSB, a leader in the fixed odds betting market and number one in the anti-post betting market. Well, it's an exciting week now leading up to next weekend, the 29th, Saturday the 29th of January, one of the main events on the South African racing calendar, now proudly sponsored by World Sports Betting. It's the World Sports Betting Cape Mate Day, and everything is happening. We'll touch on that day a bit later on in the show. This weekend, what's happening? Local racing. It's a double header, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we are Turfentine and we move along to Kenilworth on Sunday. We'll give you the four to follow. Two trebles will be up on the World Sports Betting menu, and away we go with those four horses this weekend. We'll begin at Turfentine, and I must add that competitive racing both days, but hopefully we found some value for you on the card, and one of those runners comes up in race number 5 at Turfentine, which is a fillies and mares 71 divided handicap over 2,000 meters. It looks like a highly competitive race, but there's one runner that really caught my eye last time out. Her name is 3 Hills. She's trained by Corey Lensley. She did win her maiden at a penultimate start when they tried her over ground, and she won a good race. She won a gutsy race, beating a horse called Tulata, and Tulata did come through to enhance that form line on Thursday at the Val in that Work Riders series race meeting. So from the Paul Peter stable. So that's a plus for the form line of that maiden of number 10, 3 Hills. And then I mentioned that she caught the eye in that post-maiden run. You have to look at that replay because she had young Caden Brewer up. It was on the Val Classic track where she was drawn 15 out of the 16 runners, and she did everything but win. She was given a nice positive ride by Caden, raced up handy. She actually hit the front in the closing stages of that race, only to find one better on the day. It was a photo finish between herself and Crusade Royalty. Kiowa has come through to win for the Aussies from that form line, so that's looking good. We race on the Turfentine inside track, so the draw is a plus, and the fact is she goes to post with 51 kgs on her back. What I'm expecting this time round, well, I see it no different. I think Caden's gonna race up handy, if not in front, turn into the straight once they pass the elbow on that inside track, and hopefully make his move early with a low weight. And if she can confirm that run last time out, which was a super effort post-maiden, I think she'll go very close to winning this number 10, 3 Hills. On that last start, I just want to add that run behind Crusade to Royalty. She has all of Liverpool Legend, Rabia the Rebel, Stunning Kitten, Cooper Trooper, Scottadito, Bella Swan, and Fashionada. She has all those runners beat. If we count them up, that's 2, 4, 6, 7 runners. So she's got half the field beat on that form line of her last start, and I would think they'll have to try and reverse that form with her this time round. So hopefully number 10, 3 Hills, runs an absolute blinder for Trackside over the weekend. Then I move along to Turfentine, and it's the next race. It's race number 6, and this is a middle stakes over 1,800 meters. Yeah, a horse that's been, you could say, frustrating and maybe even costly to follow for his followers. That's number 4, Flying Bull, from a very informed stable of Paul Peter, and gets the services of Samanga Khumalo. The solid form is there. 5 runs, 4 places, and 3 of those places have been second. That's when you look at his last 2, 4, 5 runs. And some of his best form, no doubt, at this course and over the course and distance as well. 2 runs for 2 seconds. And when you look at the form that he represents, he's going to be rewarded for consistency. I have no doubt about that. And on inspection of the field, yes, there's lots of form to work around. And whilst this horse may be low in confidence, not finding the number 1 box, for 261 days, the fact is that the form is clear to see. And I feel that he is suited to this course. Just his style of racing, he enjoys racing up handy. He's got a jock that's in superb form in Samanga Khumalo. who partnered the winner of the feature last weekend for the stable. That was at MK's Pride. Doesn't get many chances from Paul Peter. Of course, we know that Warren Kennedy is the stable elect there. But when he does get chances from Paul Peter, he gives it a full go, Samanga. And number 4, Flying Bull. When I read the race, there are a few horses that will try and maybe go and race up handy and may just be too quick for this horse in the early stages of the race. One of them being Fire Flower at the bottom of the weights at 51.5 kgs. Should go to the front, but I see Flying Bull giving a positive ride. But Samanga, if not sitting second or third, will be sitting in the first half of the field. But I expect him to be close to the pace, if not in front, number 4, Flying Bull. And maybe he can be rewarded for his consistency. So those are the 2 runners at Turfentine on Saturday. Then we move along to Sunday at Kenilworth. Now, I picked out 2 horses here, and they come out late in the meeting. Race number 7 is the first of the 2, a fillies and mares 88 over 1400 meters, and Silver Sabre is her name. She's trained by Brett Crawford, will be partnered by Anton Marcus. Well, Anton just goes down for the 2 rides for his sponsor Ridgemont. I think he rides La Vida earlier on in the day. I would think of his 2 rides, this looks to me his best opportunity of riding a winner. And when you study her form, she loves the course, she loves the distance, course and distance. 2 of her 3 wins have been over. She won very well 3 starts back. A penultimate run, well, we all know what happened there. That run, can draw a line through, dislodge the jockey, that was it. But she bounced back nicely last time out. There was a good run behind Maldimo, and finishing a close-up third behind that runner. Nicely drawn at 2. She runs well. In fact, her best races have been racing up handy. So I see Anton, not wasting the draw, giving her a positive ride, maybe in front, turning to the straight, and she could notch up her 4th career win. She's already a 3-time winner from 11 starts, number 3, Silver Sabre, and we'll see how she goes there. I think she'll have a serious winning chance in this type of field, number 3, Silver Sabre. Then we wait for the lucky last at Kenilworth, and it will be race number 8, and this is a merit-weighted 76 handicap. The distance is 1600 meters, and Mr. Master Starter, Dean Canamea, Keegan DeMello. Well, these 2 they're having a good run as well, the Canamea and DeMello combination. And here's a horse who won his first 2 starts over the sprint trip. They then stretched him over 1600 meters. He was the fastest finisher behind Keisha Raz, and then found another good finish behind Pekaya at his penultimate start. And then they decided, well, let's give it a go. Let's try him against the best of his generation. And he was tried in the World Sports Betting Group 1 Guineas. And that day, I don't know what to make of that run, because when I had a look at the replay, he was slow into stride. He suffered interference. He was bumped. And he was just, not interested after that beginning in the race. So he was 1 pace throughout. He was some way behind them. I don't think you can read too much into that run, because, things did not go according to plan. And I think that he's better than, 10 lengths behind Double Superlative, the winner of the World Sports Betting Group 1 Guineas. So he's now back in handicap company. And when you go through his penultimate start, when he was 4th behind Pekaya, but Vinny Vici has come through to win from there. And there's been a subsequent winner as well, an impressive winner called Hand Solo. So I'm expecting much better from this horse, Mr. Master Starter. And from a nice draw of 3, he could be the right horse to close off the exotics. Maybe a banker for you if you're playing the Pick 6 and the Place Accumulator, but he is part of our horses to follow for this weekend. Race 8, number 1, Mr. Master Starter. Well, let's go to those horses that are going to be up on the World Sports Betting menu. It's 4 to follow for this weekend. What we have done is that we will put up we're going to be putting up the 2 horses from Kenilworth, that's Sabre, Silver Sabre, and Mr. Master Starter on both trebles, with Flying Bull on Saturday, and one with 3 heels on Saturday as well. So we're including 1 horse from Turfentine on Saturday into the 2 horses at Kenilworth on Sunday. And now for some action, what's happening on the World Sports Betting menu. Well, let's have a look at what's happening. Well, I can tell you that the final field for the World Sports Betting Met was announced on Wednesday night, and the book was out on Thursday. And guess what? The betting was up on Thursday as well on World Sports Betting. And it all promises to be a wonderful race meeting. 12 races carded, plenty of action. And one would think when you look at the betting menu, the one bet that will catch the eye of everybody is the 3 million rand carryover to the pick 6, and that estimated pool will be 10 million rand. Well, I see all the betting up here on World Sports Betting, and I'm just going to go to the main event, the World Sports Betting Cape Met, because that race promised to be an absolute humdinger with 11 runners go to post. At this stage of the game with a week to go, number 5, Comet Didang, 7-2. Number 4, Jet Dark at 4-1. 11, Double Superlative at 4-1. Linebacker at 9-2. Marina at 10-1. Do It Again at 12-1. 7, Hoedspruit at 12-1. Second base at 33-1. Petro Manzano at 55-1. Sorello at 66-1. And Rocking Ringo at 20-1. Well, I'm gonna do a World Sports Betting Cape Met fancy, and I must admit that I was initially, and that was, let's call it a month ago, firmly in the camp of linebacker from the Vaughan Marshall stable, and then I've changed sides. I've changed sides because after watching the World Sports Betting Guineas winner, who's the only 3-year-old to take his place in the World Sports Betting Cape Met, I'm now sided with the 3-year-old, who is taking on the older horses. He'll have a task on his hand. He's taking on the soldiers, Comet Didang, Jet Dark, Linebacker, Do It Again, who look to be the principals, the tried and tested horses, but he comes in with fresh legs, the 3-year-old. And the fact is, now this is where you're going to have to know what the man thinks of the horse. 54 kgs on his back, Double Superlative, and I can tell you that Anton Marcus, on his best days, he walks around at 57 at best, 57, 58, but for him to go low and to go to 54 kgs tells you what he thinks of the horse. He's determined, it's work in progress to next weekend, and he will get the job done. He rates the horse highly, and he's no doubt his choice of ride has to be respected, especially at the weight. And what a win from him in the World Sports Betting Group 1 Guineas, and I'm hoping he can do a double for the sponsor. Was tipped on the show as well, if you can recall, to win the World Sports Betting Guineas at 10-1, and hoping that he can do the double and show his class against the older horses. Whatever the result, I will assure you, at those odds, you will get a solid run for your money. So that's going to be my tip for the World Sports Betting Cape Met. It's going to be Double Superlative, horse number 11. And all that's left for me to say is have a wonderful weekend, guys. Find all the winners on Saturday and Sunday. And on behalf of World Sports Betting, thanks to all the punters, but more importantly and more especially, thanks to you, the valued customer. Until next weekend, you take care. Salani Gashle.